to the stage the 15th president of Kansas State University, Dr. Richard Linton.
Well, I gotta tell you what, having an entrance like that in my next life, I'm gonna be a college football coach. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to this amazing facility that we have in the Kansas State campus, the Morgan Family Arena. What a great day to be a Wildcat. It's an incredible time here at K-State, and we welcome back Coach Collin Klein, his wife Shaylin, and their 4 children, Barrick, Red, Trek, and Brer. Let's give them a big, big round of applause. So normally at this time, I would teach them how to do this. But you want to know what? I think you know how to do this. Good parenting. As you know, Coach Klein and his family, they know our values. They know our people. They know our institution well. And it is so great to welcome them back to the K-State family. Moments like this remind us how important K-State athletics is. It's woven into our land-grant mission. It brings our students, our alumni, our faculty, our staff, and our community together. I also want to reach out and thank Gene Taylor. I know it's been a difficult week, but a really exciting week for athletics and for Gene Taylor. Your leadership to bring back Collin Klein to this community is paramount. Let's give Gene Taylor a big round of applause. Now it's my job to be able to hand this off to Gene so that he can introduce our new coach. And go Cats!
Thank you, President Linton. Good afternoon, everybody. What an awesome day. Before I get started to introduce you to Coach Klein, I want to welcome a few folks. Coach Snyder and Sharon, great to have you here. Thank you very much for coming. I'd be remiss if we don't have Coach Kleiman to thank. This is really going to be hard. Kleiman, Collin, Chris, I'm going to be in real trouble. But I would like for you guys just to give a big round of applause, even though he's not here, to Coach Kleiman. What a job he's done. We've got some current and former student athletes over here. We got staff, we got coaches, Golden Cats. Please give them all a round of applause as well. We've got our leadership from the university, our deans, our members of cabinet, our KSA board, and I'd like to thank them. They're sitting right back here. Thank you guys all very much for what you do for the university. So before I introduce Coach Klein, I want to clear up a couple of things. One, I really didn't have his phone number. I had a phone number, but it was the wrong one. And Kenny Lanou finally gave it to me, and I said, thanks, buddy. I at least can reach out to the guy. Second, this might be the worst-kept coaching secret in America. Everybody knew we were going to hire this guy before I did. And if I had not landed the Collin Klein plane, you guys would have run my ass out of town, I guarantee you. But I actually feel uncomfortable introducing him to you guys. Most of the people in the room know him better than I do, have known him longer. I was going to go through all the accolades you just saw many of them on the video board, of how great of a player he was. Heisman Trophy finalist, one of the best offensive coordinators in the country currently, as he was voted on, correct? Yeah. And humble as they come. But there couldn't have been a better fit for us. And obviously when Coach Kleiman walked into my office last week and mentioned, or this week, yeah, it has been a long week, and we sat down and he told me what he was thinking, and he told me that, Gene, I think you need to call Collin Klein, because I think he's the next person that needs to lead the football program. And certainly I didn't do that at the time because we had some things to work through. But I got to thinking about it, and I've had the privilege and pleasure to work with him while I was here as a coach. And I saw him go from a quarterback coach to a really, really good offensive coordinator. I knew that he was going to be a head coach someday. I was hopeful that he'd be able to come back here in my time frame, but I just didn't know it'd happen as quickly as it did. And when Collin and I talked this week, he just said, you know, Gene, God's plan just has a way of working out. And it's working out for the right reasons. And he said, I can't be more excited about coming back. And it was the weirdest interview I've ever had with a coaching candidate. It wasn't like we interviewed. I called him up, and we talked for a little bit, and he said, so I said, am I supposed to offer you the job right now? And he goes, well, it'd be nice if you would. And I said, so if I offer, you're going to take it? And he goes, yeah. But I said, well, we haven't, talk money or anything. He goes, Gene, I'm taking the job. I said, all right. But let me just do this. You guys know him probably as well as I do. You've been watching him for a long time. But how great of a pleasure it is for me to introduce to you our next head football coach at Kansas State University, Coach Collin Klein. I got to do one more thing. So we talked a lot about, we always hand a jersey to a coach, right? And he's the 36th coach, football coach. So we were going to hand him a 36. And my staff goes, Gene, you dummy, people are going to look at you really stupid if you hand him a 36 jersey. So he's the 36th coach, but that number 7 fell for him. So.
Wow. I've told Shaylin all week, I think I just keep waiting to wake up because this has just been just such a dream come true on so many levels, and just such a full circle moment for us and our family. And God's timing is perfect, and when He opens the door, it opens, and I'm just so grateful for that. And so many thank yous, and just like this is incredible. I mean, so many familiar faces, so many friends, family, people that I played with, worked with, and just to be able to share this moment with everybody here is something I wouldn't trade for the world, you know. And the thank you list is long. You know, first and foremost, it's my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and Him protecting and guiding every step of my journey. And bringing me to K-State, I think Taylor Bratt picked me up from the Holiday Inn in 2007, kind of like he did this morning. I don't know where Taylor's at. Yeah, there he is. And just protecting and guiding every phase of the journey, from a player to a graduate assistant to a coach, taking a few detours to learn and grow along the way, and never knowing, you never know what He has for your future in that path. And how He has led us back here is something that is just so humbling. I want to thank my wife Shaylin and our entire family, the love and support, and being able to have walked through our K-State journey in almost every phase together. I wouldn't be the man I am today if it wasn't for you. Wouldn't be the leader I am if it wasn't for you. And you mean the absolute world to me. President Lynn and Gene Taylor, just thank you so much for your leadership and entrusting the leadership of our football program and our student athletes to me. Something we don't take lightly, and that fit is so important and treasured on our end too. And I'm excited to go to work with each one of you every day to serve our student athletes in every capacity. Coach Kleiman, and I know he's not here, I know he's here in spirit. Thank you. And I'm not standing here today if it's not for Coach Klein. And his leadership and growth that he gave to me as a coach by retaining me when Coach Snyder retired, promoting me when the opportunity was right and the fit was right to serve as the offensive coordinator, and then as a mentor ever since, and someone that I've called a couple times even over the last 2 years, and that relationship is special, treasured, and I'm just so grateful for him and his stewardship of a program that means the world to me, and the K-State values and traditions that he fostered so well. Coach Snyder, thank you. Thank you for creating that Power Cat the year I was born. And establishing the foundation and a legacy of serving people, players, staff, faculty, community, and using the Kansas State football program as a vehicle to impact people's lives and for the better. And I just can't thank you enough. I did not know what that journey was going to look like when you came back, and it was one that I wouldn't trade for the world, and just thank you. I want to say thank you to Coach Elko and my staff and my players at Texas A&M for the last 2 years, and the mentorship and the support, and for making opportunities like this a reality, and I just can't thank them enough. Kansas State football has stood for a lot of things, and if you ask anyone that has played against the Power Cat for over 3 decades, the similar words and similar phrases are continually used and continually come to the forefront. The competitive spirit that has been on our football team over the years, and that our players have shown over and over again, is different. And it was different when different teams played K-State, and it was different when we went and played other teams, that when that ball went down, they had no idea what they were getting into. And Coach Snyder knew a secret. It's not a complicated secret, but it is the secret that when you stir the spirit of a young man and you make it hard and you make him go through difficulty and you make him strive to overcome the competitive stamina and the resistance that he has and is able to bring onto the football field or onto that field of battle, is different. And he started that in 1989, and ever since that day, that has been bred into every single one of us players that have come through this program. That is not going to change. You look at toughness and the ability and the mental and intestinal fortitude to play this game of football the way that it needs to be played is different. That is bred and has been bred and will continue to be bred into every Kansas State Wildcat. You talk about physicality. This is a physical game. It is not. Some people like to visit physicality. We live there. And in how hard we will play, snap after snap after snap, week after week after week. I did a study just this week. You look at K-State's record in the month of November at the end of the season, off the chart. Why? It's because we're tougher. We know how to finish, and we know how to go to a place and a level that most people don't even understand. We're going to be prepared. And the work and the detail it takes to prepare a football team top to bottom, we're not going to be in a hurry. We're not going to take shortcuts. We're going to do everything, every little detail is going to be taken care of to make sure that our players know what is going to happen before it happens. They're going to know where they're going to line up. They're going to know their technique. They're going to know where their hand placement is. And they're going to be able to go with confidence into that snap, knowing what that other guy is going to do before he does it. That's how you play fast. We're going to be resilient to adversity. I've I've always said that what the game of football teaches you and what it turns you into is way more valuable than any trophy you can put in the case. And I told the team that this afternoon. You have to learn how to pick yourself up from failure. You've got to learn how to not be afraid of failure and to put yourself out there again and again and again. And even in the moments of the greatest disappointment, when something doesn't go your way, you stay true to your values. And I've told the story over and over that Coach Snyder instilled in us that no matter what happens, it is how you respond to what happens to you in life, not the failure of the situation. And that lesson is invaluable. K-State's about family. It's about relationships. It's about people. It's about being able to touch and impact the guy next to you, the person next to you, and help make their life better. And we have the most dedicated, passionate fans in the country. That their unwavering support, family value system is perfectly aligned to what our program is all about. What is our mission moving forward? We're going to be the new old school. And we're going to stay true to a value system that has been in place for a very, very long time. And we are going to move our program forward and take the steps necessary to chase excellence in everything we do. Player treatment, we're going to love on our players. We're going to be elite relationship builders that strive and scratch and claw to make sure that they know that we, myself, and our staff have their backs no matter what. And we are going to do whatever it takes to help make them become the best that they can possibly be on and off the field. We're going to recruit, and we're going to be really, really aggressive in how we move this program forward. And we're going to be aggressive in this new era of college football to target the right type of character individuals, get the right kind of support and alignment so that we can go attract and attack the best talent in the country. So when that ball does go down, we can go toe-to-toe with anybody. We are going to be known for how hard we play and compete. It is going to be evaluated day in and day out on that practice film to know that it's that process inside of every single player's heart and mind and finding more in them that they don't even know that they can give. And that will show up on Saturday afternoons. We're going to have a schematic advantage. If we're asking our players to give everything that they possibly have, we as a coaching staff are going to do the exact same thing. And we're going to push the envelope of the edge schematically that we can attack people with on offense and defense and special teams. And their capacity to play fast, but also put a lot of stress on our opponent. And the time is now. There's never been a more critical time in college football of more volatility, a little bit more uncertainty, and we have to attack this thing head on, and it's going to take all of us. Every single one of us in here has something to give to help take this program where we need it to go. I told our players this afternoon they're going to get every ounce that I have to help move this program forward in every single area. I love challenges. I love going and doing hard things. To go and take this program where it has never been is going to be hard. And I want it to be hard. I want it to be difficult. We are going to attack it together as a staff, with our players, as a fan base, as an administration, and we're going to take this program where it hasn't been before. Thank you so much. I think Kenny just had a mic. Hey, we got some questions maybe.
Hey, Collin.
Derek.
You worked for Coach Elko, Coach Snyder, Coach Klein. what's one thing from each of those three that you're going to take with you as a head coach going forward?
Well, I think just kind of start chronologically, I guess. Coach Snyder, the ability to build a culture from the ground up, the discipline, the accountability, the work ethic, the toughness, I think is the foundation for every successful program that has ever been. And I think that was incredibly something that I got from Coach. I think Coach Kleiman, being a defensive guy, he taught me how to look at the game upside down. So I had to kind of turn my head there for the first, year I worked with him, because he would always draw it upside down. And I, being an offensive guy, defensive guy. And so really, really helped grow my understanding of this game and have a 365-degree view of what is going on every level of every scheme and how that all fits together. Coach Elko, I think it's been an unbelievable experience. I think it's an amazing combination of those two things that I've talked about, and how we went into the program 2 years ago and where we've been able to bring it the last 2 years. I think he took that understanding of the game of football to the next level, understanding having the recruiting edge and evaluation piece to the next level, and is an elite strategist.
Hey, Collin, welcome back. What are the next couple weeks going to look like you when you're balancing two jobs?
I need to ask Coach Snyder, because he could fit 26 hours in a day somehow. No, I'll be back and forth. There will be responsibilities during the day when I'm in College Station, prepping for the playoff game, whichever round that we're in that week. And then anytime there's a break or window, and in the evenings coming back here and getting going on recruiting, start building a staff and building relationships with our players.
Welcome back, Collin. You mentioned the staff. Where do you start with that? What are you looking for in the members of your staff?
Well, I think to start with is character and integrity, and making sure that they are aligned with my and our value system as a program. We need to have elite relationship builders with our current players and with recruits and their families. We need guys that are about football, that understand the game, understand the depths of the game. Players in today's world, even though the dynamics have changed in college football, I believe in my heart of hearts that they want to be challenged, they want to be pushed, and they are going to be attracted to the people that can push them and develop their skill set and make them into the best player that they can be.
Did you talk to Coach Snyder ahead of accepting this job, after you accepted this job, and what was that conversation like?
It was incredible. Coach Snyder FaceTimed me, and we were able to have a conversation. And everything happened so fast and was a little bit out of the blue. There wasn't a whole lot of time everything happening.
Collin, long day today for you and your family.
We're just getting started.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm curious, though, in these last 72 hours or so, just when you look at yourself, what have you learned most about Collin Klein during this time?
I don't know. I think you need to ask my wife that question. No, I think it's just incredibly humbled. I want to do the same thing that I just asked those players to do, that Coach Snyder asked me to do back in 2009, the first day he came back, was do the very, very best that you possibly can do with the time, the resources, and the opportunity provided you. And that's what I try to do before I put my head on the pillow every night.
Coach, over here, the position that you were in, where you recruited a lot of these players and now have the opportunity to come back and be their head coach, have you had a chance to talk to some of those guys?
Absolutely, and it's a tremendous reunion. I know those relationships in this game last forever, and some of my coaches that came and went still stay very, very, in good touch with those people. And so the fact that it comes full circle and able to continue what we started a few years ago is awesome.
Collin, do you feel like there's an area where you grew the most over the last 2 years that you've been away?
I think it's all encompassing. I think it's top to bottom. I mean, just the opportunity to get out of my comfort zone, to be exposed to a different environment, different conference, different recruiting ground. All of those things, I think it was an incredible opportunity, and I'd say there wasn't just one area that has been where the growth has been. We're good. All right.
K-State family, let's hear it one more time for K-State head football coach, Collin Klein.